is scheduled to begin in a little more than a week. A motion was filed requesting that the public
Good morning, everybody.
of Daryl Burks Jr. and the assistant public defender be taken off the case. A hearing on the motion is scheduled for Tuesday. Former President Donald Trump is defending himself as the Federal Bureau of Investigation go through the documents they seized at his Mar-a-Lago home at the beginning of August. During an interview with Fox News, Trump shared his belief that a president can declassify any documents by, quote, thinking about it.
Declassify. If you're the president of the United States, you can declassify just by saying it's declassified, even by thinking about it.
Approximately 100 documents marked classified were found at Trump's Florida home. New York City's mayor says he plans to erect hangar-sized tents as temporary shelter for thousands of international migrants who have been bused to the Big Apple by governors to disrupt federal border policies. Updates have been released on the Chicago explosion.
Chicago fire officials say the cause of a deadly apartment building explosion on the city's west side was ignited by natural gas. One of the victims died Thursday from extensive burns. The blast happened Tuesday. 7 others were transported to hospitals. From the USA Radio News Phoenix Bureau, I'm Tim Berg.
This is USA Radio News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I did.
You did?
I
Doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful
Yeah.
technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web
Danny Hotz
ZipRecruiter.com.
comment a thank you for last week. Yep.
That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
And plug his channel again.
The Los Angeles Unified School District will provide all its schools with a medication that can reverse opioid overdose.
I don't think we're gonna make.
This comes after at least.
I don't think we're gonna get up to New Hampshire for Shank. Maybe we'll see him in
recent weeks.
maybe we'll see him in Fall River. I don't know if I get the time off now.
Superintendent Alberto Carvalho.
We'll just go after work. Go see him. He's playing at the Narrows.
Yeah, when?
I don't know. I'll get a look it up.
United Airlines removes 25 of its Boeing 777-200 airplanes from service after discovering it had failed to perform required inspections on the wing leading edge panels.
9:25.
President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden welcomed singer Elton John to the White House, talking about his activism, the power of his music,
I think we're gonna see Ed today.
Goodness. At the end
of
the show,
yes,
Mr.
because
Biden
he has been dropped off some CDs, I think, because we're down to the last 2 weeks. Today,
you have some in case he doesn't show up, right?
It was the 75.
We're down to
you
today.
mean Ed
We're down to
Circa.
today and next week.
Oh, we got to see him because we'll have to get him on the show again. Maybe the son.
For USA
30 seconds before the end of the news. It's weird now because the news ends with an ad. And it's usually an O'Reilly ad.
Good.
A clean fuel system can increase your vehicle's performance and gas mileage. Get Chevron Techron fuel system cleaners starting at
They never really did those ads. It was always like
I like
Wayne Al Root or somebody, like a generic ad or something.
I like this ad. I like the jingle. It's catchy.
I like going there. I like that place. I really do. I like it.
They've treated us well. They've treated us well.
I think so.
The opinions expressed on this
I don't think they're that
program
expensive.
are those of the host and do not express the views of WVDF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests.
So was this just a have fun show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I mean,
You know, the transportation stuff might be a little
It's time for the Middleboro Weekend
testy.
Review with your
Wow.
host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news. Middleboro news.
As it always
Here on
is,
AM
'cause,
1530 WVBF.
yeah,
Hey, Joey,
just the state of
what's
it.
happening?
Good morning and welcome to Middleboro in Review. I'm Joey Driscoll. I am joined by our friend, our co-host, and his name is Don
Good
Driscoll.
morning. Good morning, Joey Driscoll.
The Driscoll boys are back again.
Joey Kerrigan Driscoll, Donald Kerrigan Driscoll. So we got the Kerrigan Driscolls here.
Yep.
And
The Driscoll boys are back once again for another episode of Middleboro in Review.
You have an exciting announcement today, don't you?
I do.
Might as well just say it. And this is just I think this is history. First of all,
yeah.
anybody who been listening to this show, listened to this station for years, this might be history.
So, well, let's just do a programming schedule here for today. So, you are now listening to Middleboro in Review with Joey Driscoll and Don Driscoll. That's from 7 to 8.
The Kerrigan Driscolls.
The Kerrigans, yes. 8 o'clock will be the Bread of Life program, and another great program for you today with Pastor Ortez Van Cross with a great message today.
He's a great guy. He's one of the best, I think. Very. It's always a treat when he comes in and I get to see the pastor.
Yep. Today's message is called "Know Who You Are." That is the name of today's message. And again, another great program that we have on the station. 8 o'clock, 8:30 is the Rosary. 9 o'clock is Medical Moment with Martha, another great program that has a lot of great information about Medicare. And anyone who's approaching the age of 65 definitely wants to be able to watch that and listen to that show because it's going to be extremely important for people of that age bracket. At 10 o'clock, at 9:30, we have Keys of the Kingdom with Pastor Naomi Burton. At 10 o'clock, we have a little bit of a schedule change that took effect recently. 10 o'clock will no longer be All on God, as our station owner has made a decision on that time slot with All on God. So All on God will no longer be on the air from 10 to 11. So we will have 1 hour of, for now, we will have 1 hour of Talking Information Center. And then 11 o'clock, we'll come back with our second half of Sunday with Musical Odyssey with Ed Sutka. Another great program. And today's program, and 1 second while I get that. The name of today's program, The Art of Musical Transcription, is the name of the Musical Odyssey program today. And great program, 1 hour of amazing musical, classic musical instruments and other things, and from some of the best classical music artists of the day, of back in the day, like Beethoven, Mozart, and maybe some other ones in there as well. Haydn, and a lot more. So 11 to 12 there. And then our special announcement, I made people wait for that a little bit, but a special announcement, 12 to 2, it will be Sounds of the Emerald Isle with Joey Driscoll today. Don, your thoughts on that, Don?
Oh, he's Jim's really got a lot of confidence in you to give him his baby. This is his baby, so you really need to treat his baby well.
Yep.
It's like it's your child.
Yeah.
He's handing you his child, per se. You might as well just put a newborn in your hand.
Yeah.
And you got to watch it for a couple hours.
Yep. So 12 to 2, it'll be me with Sounds of the Emerald Isle. There'll be a lot of great Irish music and Irish comedy. Joe Cuddy for the Irish comedy today. And there'll be artists like the Irish Rovers and Connemara Stone Company and much more to tune into today with me, 12 to 2 o'clock. And then I will be hanging around. I'll be on the board. You might not hear me on the air, but I'll be on the board for the 3 o'clock show, which is the Stand Up Strong program with Bishop Tony Branch today.
He's running solo today, right?
He's running solo today.
Yeah, I think Ed's out, right?
Yeah, Ed is out. He is making the trek down to Gillette Stadium today as the Baltimore Ravens are in town. The Lamar Jackson-led Baltimore Ravens are in town for a matchup with the Patriots. I hope that goes well for the Patriots. I know the Ravens are coming off a pretty hard loss and are hungry. So the Patriots are definitely in for a tough game this afternoon, but I think they can do it. I believe that is a 1 o'clock start for that game. And we will talk a little bit about that later on, briefly. Just talked about it briefly here. I might just talk about it again a little bit more briefly during our sports segment in the next segment. Also, coming up on the show, we are going to talk about the special town meeting in Middleboro. We're going to talk about the great weekend we have coming up in Middleboro next weekend with worth of events coming up next weekend. There's 2 days worth of events. On the 15th, there is the Crantoberfest, so we're going to talk about that. And towards the end of October, of course, every late October, we have the ghost tours at the town hall. And Don, there's a lot of history with the town hall and haunted things going on at the town hall. There was a program that was done a couple of years ago. A camera crew came in and a couple of paranormal activity reporters came in, and they spent the night at the town hall.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Ago.
I think I saw that. The Bridgewater Triangle, we're in it.
Yep.
And there's a lot of paranormal activity going on in the whole triangle. We talked about the redheaded hitchhiker who they used to see him on 44 in Dighton and Rehoboth. Seekonk, that stretch there. So there's a bunch of stuff on YouTube about that too. And I think we did something, I felt 2 or 3 years ago, we did something on that.
Yeah.
And I was actually talking to a Seekonk police officer. I stopped and got breakfast. And I was talking to him about that. And I asked him, have you ever seen anything? At first I asked him, obviously you must have worked nights shift. Oh, yeah. I said, do you ever see anything? He said, the redheaded hitchhiker? He said, you know what? I've never had, but I've seen some people pulled over. And I pulled over to investigate, to find out what they were doing. They were parked in front of a business. It was like 3:30 in the morning. And they said that. They said, we're looking for the redheaded. And he said, I believed them.
Mm.
Why would they be there? They had cameras, and they looked like they were up to no good. They weren't drinking or anything. They were fine.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people believe that. And there's some crazy stories about that. And maybe we should research that again, because that was a lot of fun when you did that. We did that story on the red-headed hitchhiker on Route 44. All
right, so we'll be talking about that. I'm talking about the ghost tours in the town hall.
Oh, everything's linked. This whole area.
Yeah.
The Bridgewater Triangle.
A lot of great different spooky things that Massachusetts has to offer. Of course, Fall River has the Lizzie Borden house as well. So that's also something very interesting if you want to go down there and check out as well, the Lizzie Borden house.
And I think there's some haunted houses down in the Fall River area too. I'm not sure the names of them, but they're old. The old factories.
I'm sure every state, you look around in every state, there is something. There is an historical piece of history out there in every single state that has been reported to be haunted. Yeah. Every single state in America. So we'll talk a little bit about the ghost tours today as well. Let's do our weather, and then we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we are going to talk about the special town meeting. But first, weather. Right now in Driscoll, Texas, it is 73 degrees and sunny outside, and it is a high of 91 today for Driscoll, Texas, and sunny skies pretty much all week long, and it will be in the 90s pretty much all week long. Tomorrow is the pick of the week.
We?
The pick of the week.
But you said we.
The pick of the week.
Oh, I thought you said we.
No, I
Meaning
said
we're seven. We're there.
No, I said pick of the week.
We.
The pick of the week in Driscoll, Texas, if you happen to be listening in Driscoll, Texas, is tomorrow. 96 degrees in late September. That's really good weather in Driscoll, Texas. In Taunton, it is 44 degrees. Quite the difference there. 71 for the high today. Cloudy skies. It doesn't really look like cloudy skies right now.
No, it looks like the sun's coming up.
And so that might not come to fruition. It might be sunny skies today.
It's peeking through my window here.
If it's sunny skies today, I would definitely take the advantage to go outside and enjoy the day because it's 71 degrees.
If you're going out early for a walk or walk your dog or go for a jog, obviously you might need a little sweatshirt.
Pick of the week this week, Tuesday, 74 degrees in Taunton. Middleboro weather, 47 degrees currently. A high of 70 today. Pick of the week is Tuesday. No rain in the forecast at all this upcoming week in Middleboro. Driscoll, North Dakota. Ready for this, Don? 44 degrees.
Really?
The same exact temperature. Yeah.
Yeah, but that
will change.
Even though they're north, their temperature will go south real fast.
Yes.
Even though they're north.
That will change. It is 44 degrees currently in Driscoll, North Dakota. It will be 67 today. Cloudy skies. Again, the same exact weather in Driscoll, North Dakota. And the pick of the week this week for Driscoll, North Dakota is 75 degrees on Thursday, sunny skies. But 39 tomorrow night for the low. So it's getting there.
I'm telling you, by the time you'll hear about their first snow by the time I say
probably just before Halloween or after. Yeah.
Well, you know,
just before or after Halloween.
Tell you what, I'll buy you a chocolate donut if the next two shows they gotta have a little snow. Watch them have a little snow.
I think we're gonna be talking about Driscoll, North Dakota having snow in their forecast.
Right, and any kind of donut you want, you know.
Usually in that area,
right.
North Dakota.
So if it snows before the 15th, I'll get you a donut.
In the Dakotas.
All right.
In the Dakotas, Minnesota.
Yep.
Usually gets snow a little bit early.
Yeah.
The mountains in like California.
I say before the 15th of October.
The mountains in California and in the Pacific Northwest.
Right.
Get the snow a little bit early too. So.
Right.
Yeah. I want to say good morning to our Facebook listeners, Pat Lasava and Scott from Georgia.
Hey, Scott.
Calling in. I'm not calling in, but listening in today.
I was listening to something on Scott's Facebook. Forgot the name of the group, but it's the theme for Billy Jack. Anyone saw that movie Billy Jack? It's such a beautiful movie. It touches on prejudice. In an early time, I think that movie was put out in the early 70s. So it was definitely awareness of prejudice in this country. and it was such a beautiful movie. And the soundtrack, the song, "Oh the Billy Joe," "Tin Soldier" is the name of the song, and I think it's such a beautiful song. So I was just going through Scott's Facebook, and I ran across that. And I just played it before I went on the air, and it's a really nice song.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Real quick. Oh, Don, you want to just...
No, we got to talk about our music recommendation after, right?
Next, yes.
If
That's
Scotty's
coming,
listening, he'll like this.
That's coming next.
Okay.
I have 2 musical recommendations, actually.
Technically 3, right?
Yes, technically 3.
All right.
Yeah. So we'll have that coming up. If you want to call in, the number is 508-822-1106. And we'll be happy to take your questions or anything you want to talk about today. On Middleboro in Review, today is September 25th, 2022. I'm Joey Driscoll, joined by Don Driscoll. And you're listening to WVBF 1530 AM and 99.7 FM. We will be right back.
Do you have an extra CD to tape today's show? Not today's show, not this show, but the Irish show.
One, the CD player is not even plugged in, so I cannot record anything on a CD. So I can maybe record it on a tape.
Yeah, record it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Are you gonna Facebook Live it?
Hold on. I log together. Okay, 1, 5, 2. I don't know. Because I don't want to have too many things going on at one time here with the show.
Definitely want to get a recording of you first.
I know. I gotta figure it out. I might just have it on a tape. I don't know. We'll see.
At least record it.
Yes, we'll see.
And have it in the studio in case you ever have to use it. But I'm sure if you ever gonna do any recording on that show, Jim will always do Jim. For you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all on God.
Anybody watch on the mind?
What?
Anybody watch on the mind?
No. Yeah. All on God's done.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, all on God's done. For now. All on God is done now. So, yeah. 10 to 11, we gotta just...
Well, you got
go to the thing.
You got Medicare with Martha. That's a good show.
Yeah.
So he's probably looking for something good.
I can, let me see. Talking Information Center. I just want to give.
Maybe that could be
the
his.
audience.
Maybe that could be his slot for his oldie show.
Yeah, I just want to give the audience. I just want to give the audience an idea of what the 10 o'clock hour is for the Talking Information Center, so people can listen.
Well, you can do that when you're. Yeah.
No, I think I will do that. I won't do that. Talking Information Center, program schedules.
I'd go on the right before you put that on. So right before 10 o'clock, go on live and say,
On Fridays.
get them.
Today, you will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495.
Okay. Alright, so this is on there, but...
Hi, this is Jim Larkin. Hope you can join me every Sunday from noon to 2 o'clock here on WBBF, The Sounds of the Emerald Isle. We'll have some great Irish music, some folk, traditional, country, and contemporary, and sometimes some live singers in the studio. And to make you laugh, some Irish comedy. That's Sundays from noon to 2 right here on WBBF.
Download it.
1530 Taunton, Middleboro, and on the internet at hometowntalkradio.com.
Never mind. Scrap that idea.
Well, check.
You have to download it. I don't know.
Check it out when you're.
Yeah.
When you get the CD on for Ed's show, and then just come in. Oh, well, whatever. I don't know.
No, well, Ed's show is 11 o'clock.
Oh, no. Then during the rosary, I guess.
Yeah.
You can look into that then, right? You can research it better. You got the whole...
Yeah.
Because that's still a loop, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that has nothing to do with that, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll try to get something.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it now.
No, I'm not gonna worry about it. Alright.
All right.
Two things back.
Doing the blue and green thing, right?
Alright, yeah, we're gonna do that in a minute. But I wanna do special town meeting first. 3, 2, 1. And we're back here on Middleboro in Review as I turn the music down. And let's switch gears to our Middleboro's upcoming special town meeting. There's the warrant. You can find that online. The special town meeting warrant. And the special town meeting is October 3rd, 2022 at 7 p.m. And it will be at the Middleboro High School auditorium. I've seen pictures. I haven't been to the new auditorium, but I've seen pictures of it, and it's a really nice auditorium. So that's where the meeting is going to be on Monday, and next Monday. And there are 35 articles. And some of the articles, Article 2, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate and or transfer a sum of money from taxation-free cash, other available funds, and stabilization fund for an existing appropriation or account or another available source to supplement and or adjust departmental budgets for the fiscal year 2023 or act anything thereon. Article 3, which I mentioned on Thursday, is to see if the town will vote to appropriate from the PEG Access and Cable Related Fund the following sums to supplement the fiscal year 2023 budget of the Middleboro Permanent Cable Committee. Said sums to be available to be expanded to operate the Middleboro PEG access channels, which is MatCam, for necessary and expedient cable-related purposes consistent with the license agreements with Comcast and Verizon, or to act anything thereon. There is an article by the Health Department, Article 5, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate transfer of $2,817 from taxation-free cash, other specific funds, the stabilization fund, an existing appropriation or account or other available source to pay prior year's bills for the school department. That's the school department article. The health department article is Article 4. But there is a lot of articles here. We could spend a whole 1 hour show talking about all 35 articles, but there are 35 articles here for the town meeting next Monday. So Don, your quick thoughts on that?
35 articles?
35 articles, yes.
It's gonna be a long meeting.
Yes, it will be. It definitely will be. Definitely will be.
I think if you're interested in town civics and you want to see the new high school, it's a win-win. So a lot of people want to go see the new high school, check it out for the first time. That's your end to go see it. I'm not saying that's the only reason you should go. You should be interested in town policy, town politics, and see what's going on with your tax money. So, yeah, 35 articles. Sounds like fun.
It sure is. No, I mean, people go to the town meeting. People have fun at these town meetings.
Yeah, they do. And, you know, you did a lot of sound with MadCam when you were younger. And you sat through a lot of Board of Selectmen meetings, and some of those Board of Selectmen meetings are pretty beefy. They were pretty long.
Yeah, and the
And
town.
some move. Some move. It's just it's funny because you can get bogged up on debate and procedural situations, which will make one article like crawl.
Yeah.
But then you have another procedure that goes pretty smoothly, pretty quickly. So it's pretty amazing how government works, because sometimes it can go real smoothly and you're out of there in 45 minutes, and another time it's just you just got you just have a lot of gridlock, and it just takes forever to go forever and ever and ever.
Absolutely.
I think the longest one I used to sit with you on that, on those Board of Selectmen meetings, and
I think they've gone to almost midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one time it was like 10 of 12. I'm sitting next to you, falling asleep.
Yeah.
I got to work in the morning, but it was important for me to have you sit through it all.
Yes,
no matter how tired I was, because I was driving you there, no matter how tired I was and how I had to get up in the morning, it was important to stay there because you were helping John Healy. Yes. You were doing the sound, and you were there for him every week. And it was important not to bail on him because he couldn't bail.
Yeah.
Even though you were young, you were a teenager, that didn't matter. And I think that showed a work ethic that you bring today, to bring to the station. Yeah. Because you didn't bail on him. Mm-hmm. I mean, we went to bed late. And if I got home, we got home at 12:30 sometimes, and I had to wake up at 4:30. That was a drag. Yeah. But I thought it was important.
Yeah, exactly. So 100%. And the town meetings, the annual town meetings, the special town meetings, it's part of your civic duty as well, as a town,
Well, if you want to know what's going on, if you don't want to,
if you really want to know what's going on,
don't complain if you don't go find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Don't bellyache about your taxpayer money. Don't bellyache. Don't cry. Don't whine. Okay. Go there, figure it out, find out where your money's going, and then you can get up and inject. You can get up and say, I don't like that, or I love it, or you can do what you want, but be a voice.
And I know some of these boards would like a lot of people to come because they want to hear on these articles, they want to hear the public's input as well. I think that's important too.
That is very important.
To have public input on these articles before they are either passed or rejected.
It's kind of the situation's like, you look at the situation when no one shows up. Mm-hmm. It's kind of heartbreaking if you think about it.
Yeah. Yes.
Because you got no feedback from the citizens.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And then you have say you have a certain population, and say 60 people show up. Well, those 60 people are the ones who will know. But I mean, you can watch all the stuff on TV, on the Matcam or whatever.
Yeah, and the meeting will probably be on TV.
Right.
It's always a good thing to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's always a good thing to be there.
But you have no right to bellyache if you don't participate.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Absolutely.
Don't bellyache about if they have to raise something or they bought something, or oh my God, I can't believe they did that. Well, did you know anything about that? Did you listen? Did you pay attention? So don't cry to me.
And it's the same thing in Taunton too. I'm sure a lot of people go to the city meetings as well.
Right.
For the city board, for different boards on the city as well.
Right.
In Taunton, and that's the same thing for Taunton. Same thing that goes for Middleboro. It's the same thing that goes for Taunton.
Right.
So
robust debate is always good.
Yes, a debate is always good. Doesn't matter if you're in a town like Middleboro, or a city like Taunton, or a town like Gosnold, which is tiny. One of the tiniest, I think the tiniest towns in the Commonwealth.
What? Gosnold?
Yes.
You know where that is, right?
Martha's Vineyard, right?
No.
It's on the Cape, right?
It's near the Cape, but it's not Martha's Vineyard.
It's the Cape.
It's nearby. It's on the Elizabeth Islands.
Elizabeth Islands, okay.
Okay, you catch the ferry into Bedford.
Yeah, okay.
Right, so we got to go to Gosnold. We got to take a ride. We got to go to Gosnold.
Yeah.
And you'll never forget where Gosnold is. It's not on the Vineyard.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay?
But
I just want to make sure you know that, okay?
Gosnold is
It's
the
not on the
smallest,
Vineyard.
But yes, Gosnold is the smallest community in the Commonwealth.
You sure?
As far as I know, yes.
There might be something smaller.
Halifax is up there.
No, Halifax is big.
Halifax is
Big.
tiny.
No, it ain't. It's a good sized town.
Halifax.
Do you know Halifax like I know Halifax?
No.
Okay, then take the word for it.
But I mean,
It's not.
big.
No, you got Holbrook's smaller than Halifax.
Okay.
Okay. Nahant is smaller than Halifax. There's just a lot of small towns around here. Brookline is smaller than Halifax.
There is a lot of small towns.
All right.
I'm not a huge geography person, so
No, stick with me, kid. I'll help you out on that department.
Yes.
But
So
golf's
I'm not a huge geography person, so I apologize if I'm getting things wrong.
Someone's gonna call you up. It's not on the Vineyard.
I apologize if I'm
What's your
getting
research
things wrong.
team? Ah.
But I mean, there is a lot to remember with towns, because there are over 300 towns.
351.
Yes, there are over 300 towns in Massachusetts.
351.
Yes, so a lot to remember here. So
All right, better get busy remembering.
I'm working on it. We're just having a little bit of fun here.
Yeah, I got my rant, so we gotta move on here.
Yeah, I'll work on being better at geography. Geography wasn't one of my strong suits in high school and in school in general, along with math. Math and geography. History I really liked. History I was really good at. History...
Now you know enough about geography. You're all right.
You
never
when
get
it comes
lost.
to certain things.
No, you're good. I'm only joking. He's really good.
I am good, but I mean,
he could dial me in, okay, anywhere on a trip.
I could do a little bit better with state geography. State geography.
How old are you? 23?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway,
He always dials me right in perfectly. He's never gotten me lost. I've had people who got me. I had a friend of mine, okay? His name was Sean, and he was a wizard with electronics. The kid was so smart. He couldn't read an atlas to save his life.
Yeah.
You'd look at it, his mind was melting. He's like, I can't figure any of this out. I said, Sean, it's not a wire diagram, it's an atlas. He couldn't figure it out. He could not figure it out. He said, it's like melting. It's just, I can't figure, this is the guy who could rip electronics. He could rip all these wires out of somewhere, or alarm system, and go throw them and put everything together, and hundreds of wires, no problem, but he couldn't read them out. So it's funny how the mind works sometimes. It's a true story.
Yeah. And small towns, a lot of small towns here, even though that they're small or medium-sized towns, they still are very important to the area. Lakeville is a smaller town, and it's very important to the area.
Yeah, reservoirs.
Yes.
Some little drinking water going on in Lakeville.
Carver is a good-sized town, and
Cranberries.
Cranberries. Middleboro is one of the biggest towns in the Commonwealth, if not the biggest.
It's the second biggest, but
I consider it the second biggest, or the biggest.
Plymouth is the biggest.
Yeah.
But the only reason Plymouth got the number one prize is because of the state park.
Yeah.
Miles Standish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not Miles Standish. Is it Miles Standish?
When it comes to a town, when it comes to a town, like
town property,
the town property,
Middleboro
is
wins.
bigger.
Yes.
Middleboro is bigger.
Yeah, Middleboro has some conservation land and some town recreation areas, but it's doesn't take up what Miles Standish and Plymouth takes up.
Plymouth is big for the water and a lot of the different places near the water. A lot of different restaurants down there as well.
Yep.
And even in a smaller town.
But Middleboro's in the crossroads.
Yes.
Pretty much. 44 and 495 are technically the crossroads because, especially for the railroad too, it's a junction for the railroad.
Yeah.
It's a junction for the highway system. You can't get there from here unless you go through Middleboro.
Truro is another important town in the Commonwealth.
Truro.
Yeah. It's another important town in the Commonwealth as well. Worcester is an important city in the town. Now, for many different reasons, sports is now big there, with the Worcester Red Sox now being a big part of that area of downtown Worcester.
Okay.
But anyway, I digress with our.
I got a rant, so we gotta get this moving.
So let's do your rant right now, and
Okay.
then we'll do a commercial break, and then we'll do our musical recommendations, and then we'll our Today in History, and then we'll sign off.
You might as well start on the rant, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to take a commercial break by about 7:47, so 5 minutes.
No, it won't be that long. It'll be 3 minutes. I'm gonna try to keep my rants short.
Okay, I'm just letting you know.
Okay. MBTA opened up from the 30-day closure of the Orange Line last Monday.
Yep.
Everyone's happy. Yay. They had some high-profile malfunctions on the doors on the new Orange Line vehicles, trains.
And I just want to say something about that. When you're reopening something of that magnitude, there's always going to be small little things.
Right.
It's not always. It never goes 100%.
Nothing ever does.
The way you want it to.
I mean, if you know anything about mechanics, you know anything about logistics, if you have the mind for that, you know that. You can't be in a little bubble thinking nothing. Nothing have a problem. Anyone has a vehicle knows that, because sometimes you have to. That's why we have auto mechanics. That's why we have auto body. So they put in 72 new trains, Orange Line trains. So a lot of those trains have been sitting because of issues, ironing out the bugs, getting the gremlins out.
Yeah.
All right. So they put 72 in right away. Those vehicles been sitting around for a little bit. Okay. So they had one problem at rush hour, and I guess they had another problem. They had a couple door problems. And they were talking about the slow zones. And the general manager said, like, every time he had a press conference, we will have slow zones for at least a week or so.
Yes.
We have to iron out the tracks.
And I mentioned that on Thursday.
Right. So anybody who knows how to, not everyone knows how to weld rail onto a railroad, okay?
Yep.
So there's certain things you need to do. So people have to keep that in perspective. Not everyone's a railroad engineer.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be here saying, this, that, and the other thing, complaining, because do you know anything about railroad engineering? Do you know anything? It's like anything. It's like people saying something about the packaging of products. Well, you didn't go to school to learn how to go packaging. You didn't go to college to learn how packaging works. So a lot of people just like to run their mouth. The only problem I found out was the press just kind of aggravates everything. Because we had this down for 30 days. You had people working around the clock. All right, these construction workers were out in the rain, the weather. We got a lot of wet weather during that. We got a lot of heavy rain. They're out there getting it done. It's unprecedented. We'd never done that before. We just shut it down. But now when it goes back, they interview it, and everyone's complaining about it. And I understand people are frustrated, and I get that. But when the press eggs it on, they egg it on. And that's the only solution. Maybe that reporter could say, well, maybe counter it in a way. Just don't let them just talk about it. Mm-hmm. People are aggravated, but you got to look at the bright side. You got to look at what they did. You got to look at the accomplishments. Everyone just looks at the negative all the time. And all the 4 or 5 interviews I saw about that door malfunction, it happened at the worst time. And oh my God, I can't believe it happened. Well, why not? They're ironing the bugs out. Those vehicles have been sitting there for a while.
And when a vehicle sits for a while, and not just trains, actual cars, when they sit for a while, there's always going to be a problem.
Right.
Our family is going through a couple of car problems right now because cars have been sitting.
Right. It's like that with anything. It's mechanics. So maybe have a solution. The press comes in, and they only want to like serve the negative. believe me, I've been the worst critic in the world about the T. If you've been listening to the show, I've been terrible. I've been all over the T. I've been medieval on them.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's when they weren't doing anything. I don't think they were doing the right thing. But I got to be fair. I think that 30-day closure, they did wonderful. They did a good job.
They did a really good job.
I have to acknowledge that. You have to acknowledge that. And now...
And it will be a template for other places that have to do the same kind of work.
It's happened in New York. What's it? The F train in Brooklyn or something, or Coney Island. They're shutting down in November.
Yeah.
Okay. But off and on. The D branch from Copley to Riverside shut down yesterday morning, Saturday, for 9 days. So that they're doing 3 9-day construction projects, and they're going to have it wrapped up by the end of October. So they're just getting the work done, and I think that's the best way to get the work done.
Yeah.
Just get it done.
Just closures, yeah.
Well, the feds are breathing, they're on the ropes because the feds are breathing down their neck. They have to do it.
They have to do it.
Okay? But you'd hate to have an accident. You'd hate to have, because you're talking one safety problem, and the news just loves it. They just, oh my God, this is great. This is, people love just stuff. Yeah, but if there's a legitimate problem with the T, believe me, I'll tell you, because I keep an eye on that stuff. I'm big on transit. But if they do a good job, you have to acknowledge it. You have to acknowledge if someone does a good job.
Exactly.
It's just like I yell at Joey, you didn't take the trash out. Joey, you take the trash out. Oh, okay, I'll take the trash out. He's moping around. Okay, that's right. I gave Joey crap because he didn't take the trash out. But I can't blame Joey if the neighbor's trash blows into our yard. I can't yell at him with the same ferocity. Because it wasn't his fault. He tried. He took the trash out. He cleaned the yard. The yard's spotless. And then a windstorm came, and the guy who's next door, whatever, the trash blew in there. It's sort of the same way. It's that same mentality, in my opinion.
All right, it's 7:49. I'm going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we are going to talk about Lorne Green, Johnny Cash, and Danny Whitten.
And Bonanza.
And Crazy Horse. So we'll be right back. We'll have our music recommendations on Middleboro Review on WVBA 1530 AM and 99.7 FM. We'll be right back.
How was that from, Brad?
Good. Very good.
A little long. Another 2 minutes. I'm so full of crap. Anybody watching on my phone?
No.
I skipped a week. I kind of screwed everyone's up. They didn't see me next week. They probably think I'm done with it.
I got my COVID-19 vaccination, and here's why. This isn't about gimmicks or sentiment or a commercial. This is about facts.
Ribs feel a lot better today.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Great.
Yeah, but I'm still not working all week. I want them healed. Maybe we can sneak off to Vermont.
Hey Joe, I couldn't get Cranberry. I couldn't get Country Journal yesterday. Paul was not sick. Paul just wasn't able to do a live Facebook yesterday.
How come?
I don't know. But he, I'm sure he'll be doing it next week for sure.
Really? You just didn't feel like doing it?
No, I don't know if he had. I don't know if he had his phone on him.
Oh, man, I forget your phone. You're over.
Yeah, I don't know if he had his phone on him. He just wasn't able to do a Facebook Live, but he'll be able to do it next.
Is that Chris?
What?
Is that Chris's voice?
Yeah, that was Chris's voice.
Recent?
Sounds
different.
Recent, I think.
Residents of the towns of Middleboro, Lakeville, Carver, and Rochester. Our base of operations is in the lower level of the parish hall, on Oak Street, directly across the street from Sacred Heart Church in downtown Middleboro. At this time, we serve approximately 500 families in our service area, and many of them come to us for various types of aid. This can take many forms and include many of the following programs: utilities,
These commercials sometimes they go by.
agency referrals,
They go by really slow.
furniture vouchers, and temporary.
There's only a 1 minute commercial, but
information.
sometimes it just seems like 1 minute is 5 minutes.
Yeah, it might be the music. Sometimes the music drags the commercial.
Yeah.
Sometimes when the music's upbeat,
Yeah.
okay, it goes faster.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Tony Lowe Phillips here, and just want to remind everyone that you can listen
This
every
one doesn't have any music.
Tuesday to Coffee with Tony from 9 to 12. And now an extra treat. For a while, at least on Thursdays.
But this one goes by
only
real
Coffee
fast.
with
There's only
Tony
20
from 9
seconds.
to 11. So Coffee with Tony, Tuesday.
He's probably Tony's gonna probably be around to Christmas, right?
He's gonna be around to probably about New Year's,
Yeah.
and he's gone for the winter.
Williams Trading Post is now
I love this music.
their fall season. At
This is a 30 second?
Yes,
You can find everything you need
I love this music.
for the season. Like pumpkins,
I don't care if you think it's goofy.
It is.
I like it.
It is homey country. You know, you gotta sell hay and
Yeah.
because,
It works.
but
Trust me.
do the
I know.
do the
I
Christmas
know.
tree one different though.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
That
gonna.
month there. Yeah.
I don't know if there's any like Christmas music in there, but I'll try to find some. Anyway, coming back. Got about 3 minutes to do our thing.
All right.
Or thing. All right.
Well,
All right. 3, 2, 1, and we're back here on Middleboro in review as I turn the music down. Make sure Dawn's mic is on. It is. All right, Dawn. Our musical recommendations. First off, Lorne Green. You were telling me something about Lorne. What was the thing you were telling me, Dawn?
no, it's his thing, and then I'll digress after. But
Okay. Yeah. All right.
but you actually, I'd say play a song we could talk about, and you did, and again, you pulled something out of your hat that
Yeah.
you always pull things out of your hat that amazes me sometimes. So go ahead.
So-
You started out with the first song. Start with the first song.
Lorne Green was on a show called Bonanza. And there's a theme song for Bonanza that was done by Johnny Cash. And there was also another version of Bonanza that was done by Lorne Green himself. And Lorne Green was, of course, the main character, or one of the main characters of Bonanza. He was born on February 12th, 1915, passed away on September 11th, 1987 at the age of 72. And Dawn, he was also on Battlestar Galactica and Galactica 1980.
Well, when I got to talk about Galactica 1980, but Galactica, Battlestar Galactica is when I was introduced to Lorne Green as a child, 11 years old. Came out in 1978. He was Commander Dahmer. And he was bigger than life, his character. As a child, I was big into sci-fi. I think Star Wars did it for a lot of kids. A lot of friends of mine who I've grown up with, childhood friends, would say the same. Star Wars. And Battlestar Galactica it's not like Star Wars. It was its own, but it was something you could watch every week. Every week something be going on. And I always thought that's how I was introduced to Lorne Green. He was just bigger than life. And I'm not sure if a lot of people who watched his westerns, Bonanza, and he's played in a lot of shows. He's been in a lot of musicals. He's got a good voice too, by the way. Listen, watch that program. Maybe not, but maybe they did like him as an actor. But it goes to show that, a good actor goes full circle with his characters.
Absolutely.
Because he was in a western, going from that to a commander on a Battlestar.
Yeah.
It's like a Battlestar is a aircraft carrier. He's an aircraft carrier captain.
Yeah.
Commander. It's the same as an aircraft carrier, but in space.
And our other musical recommendation for today, Danny Whitten. Was an American guitarist, best known for his work with the Neil Young backing band Crazy Horse. He was really on the first album. He was showcased really a lot on the first album. There's a song on the first album called I Don't Want to Talk About It, which has his voice on that album. But has his voice on that song.
You mean Neil Young's voice?
No.
Oh, Danny
Whitten.
Okay, all right.
Danny Whitten. And Rod Stewart actually covered that song. It was Danny Whitten on lead vocals on the original version. Rod Stewart did a version in 1977. Danny Whitten also worked on I don't know if he wrote it or was a part of this song, but it was a hit for Rod Stewart called Everything But the Girl. And Danny Whitten was involved in that as well.
I think Rod Stewart did a lot of covers because he did Downtown Train. You know that song, Downtown? That was a Tom Waits wrote that. Again, here you go with Tom Waits.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Influence all these bands.
Yeah.
Tom Waits was behind a lot of the songwriting for some of these bands' hits. Old 55 from the Eagles.
Yeah.
Tom Waits song.
Yeah.
So.
All right, it is 7:58. Let's do our Today in Histories. 1690, public occurrences, both foreign and domestic. The first newspaper to appear in the Americas is published for the first and only time. 1944, during World War II, surviving elements of the British 1st Airborne Division withdraw from Arnhem via Oosterbeek. This was the fallout of the disastrous Operation Market Garden that was a disaster for the Allied forces during the summer of 1944. 1974, Dr. Frank Jobe performs the first ulnar collateral ligament replacement surgery, better known as Tommy John surgery, on a baseball player named Tommy John. Tommy John. Hence the name Tommy John surgery.
It's always the first.
Yep, and mostly pitchers will get that surgery. A lot of pitchers who pitch in the baseball and in the MLB will get that surgery. Maybe even more than once. Sometimes. Birthdays. 1929, Barbara Walters, American journalist, producer, and author. 1944, Michael Douglas, American actor and producer. And 1951, Mark Hamill, American actor, singer, and producer. Chucky, Luke Skywalker, the Joker. He has done a lot of different roles in his career.
Who?
Mark Hamill.
The Joker?
The Joker. In an animated series.
Oh.
And not in a movie.
Chucky, too? He was Chucky?
Chucky in the newest movie, I believe. Yeah. 1980. This is now passings. 1980, John Bonham, English drummer and songwriter for the band Led Zeppelin.
And drummer, yeah.
Yep. 2016, Arnold Palmer, one of the most famous American golfers in golf history. Arnold Palmer passed away 6 years ago today. All right, that will do it for today's program. I hope everyone enjoyed Middleboro in Review for September 25th, 2022. And join me later on at 12 o'clock for Sounds of the Emerald Isle with me. I'll be filling in for Jim Larkin later on today on Sounds of the Emerald Isle. So, tune in for that, and bye-bye, everybody. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and go Patriots. Bye-bye, everybody.
Have a great week, everybody. What's that on the floor?
What?
See that pink thing?
Pink
What's that?
thing? I don't know.
Come on, pick it up. Pour some chips over it.
Yeah, just put it on the.
I can't bend over them, you know that.
Broadcasting live from the Don Federal Credit Union
Okay.
Studios at
I forgot.
Church Green. We are AM 1530.
All right.
WVBF, Middleboro,
Bye, everybody.